Everybody know a nigga like this.
I say you ain't keeping it real, my nigga, but you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to them hating ass fuck niggas, man. Them niggas that be popping out, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Why them niggas on your dick, though, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other niggas out here rapping, my nigga.
Everybody got a little
You
butter.
doing that shit for the streets, my nigga. I can honestly say, my
Come
nigga,
on,
you really
buddy.
in it, my nigga, for real.
We got something for all that shit.
Snowman,
bitch. Respect it or check it. Don't matter to me, I'm not gonna let 'em attack it. You little niggas better keep my name out your mouth. 100 rounds will make a frame out your house. I cruise the city by my lonesome. Open invitation for anybody want some. The hood say they really feeling you, man. A million records sold, I don't do gold. Folks easy, this rap shit easy. Can't leave the mic alone, the streets need me. Red monkeys, sagging on them apes. That's 900 just sagging on them bakes.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. You heard what the fuck that nigga said? 900 niggas sagging on them base. That's more than some of you niggas reeing up with, man. Y'all ain't ready for them CTs, USDA niggas, man. Blood won't holler at them.
Up early, grab my onions out the cereal box. Said I'm straight too broke in the cereal box. Hit the hood like the name raw official in the street. Keep that yellow shit, nigga got that blood in the streets. Kept slabs like french fries, circles like moon pies, forwards like wagon wheels, quarters like tater pie. My major would be culinary, whip game unordinary. Bet I make it jump back and cut ain't necessary. Shorty had big dreams, notice know I keep clean. Run with a full team, one vision, get green. My nigga, get your Skrilla certified. I'm a USDA nigga.
Man, y'all niggas don't want none of this motherfucking shit, man. You put niggas around here holding your nuts, my nigga, like we gon' fall and shit. Yeah, you ain't know I fuck with the corporate thug niggas, huh? I'm on the block every day, nigga. This your boy Lil Buddy. And I'm the nigga that my niggas spin at you pussy ass nigga when you get wrong, nigga. So when you fuck niggas even think about motherfuckers saying a nigga name, you better know Lil Buddy coming, nigga.
AMG,
And I ain't playing no motherfucking game, fuck nigga.
CTE. We put the movement on our back, so everybody can eat better. Knuckle Davis.
Once again, this song is another episode of Hood Tales with ConeHead. I am your elaborated, excellent, expeditiously savvy, genuine, hell-raising host, ConeHead. I'd like to give a shout out to all those who've been keeping up with the consistent episodes, checking in, listening, downloading it through speaker, going on the YouTube channel, whatever. You know, you can go on my YouTube channel, Hood Tales with ConeHead. Like, subscribe, you know, get your notifications up and all that. And then, you know, it's on different platforms, podcast platforms. So, like, I also thank all my supporters, all my people who, you know, faithfully, you know, I send a link to, they listen, check it out, give me their responses, you know, if I keep growing, getting this bigger and better, eventually I'll be able to have live chats and stuff like that where people can call in and talk, and, you know, I want to hear what the people got to say, to be honest, you know. I get to do a lot of the talking, you know. I was going to try to have one day in the future, I'll definitely try to have a battle of the sexes kind of topics and shit. And then when, you know, we talk about relationships and things like that, I can have a woman's perspective, a woman's point of view, you know. Haven't got there yet. Still got to grow this channel, got to grow this podcast. But hopefully in due time, I'll be able to get that off the ground. And we're going to be rocking and rolling. Yeah, it's been a blessed and wonderful last 2 weeks, ever since the victory God got and God gave us, you know what I'm saying? God did, like the song say. He gave us an unprecedented victory against a system that's so corrupt and so full of shit. But he got the victory. He got the increase. He got the praise, the honor, and the glory. And it's just like doors have been opening, opportunities have been presenting itself on my behalf and others, you know. So I just like to thank God in advance for all the blessings and the desires, goals, and dreams and aspirations that I have prayed, spoken to existence, and manifested through Him. I'd like to say thank you, Lord, in advance. I've been able to do more with my son, Money Man. He's a football player, and I've been blessed to be able to be free and be home to actually see him perform. And he's one hell of a football player, I must say. I went to his game today. They played Osceola, and them boys won 28-0. And he had 5 tackles, 3 solos, a couple of assists or tackles, and I'm very proud of that young man. And it's just amazing to see his transformation when he first played last year to where he's at now. He's came a long way to the point where he gets called in for plays on defense. He likes defense. He can play wide receiver, but he played multiple positions. And, you know, it's just a blessing to be able to be here to see these activities and see him develop into a great football player. And, you know, it's just been an awesome experience to actually be a dad again, to actually be involved in my children's lives again like I used to be. And, like, you know, haven't seen my 10-year-old daughter yet, but Lord's will, I'll be able to run across her path and get her more, spend time with her, and do, you know, what we used to do before the little situation. So I like to shout out to my family, shout out to my extended family, friends, you know, associates, whoever, you know. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for motivating me to do this when I need to. This is episode 61, and we're gonna talk about gotta get my mind, body, and soul right. And the reason why I say that, because early Wednesday morning of last week, I was asleep, woke up, and my heart was beating out my chest. I don't know what, it just woke me up out my sleep. And I was wondering what happened. I was trying to think of things that could have triggered it. So I ended up waking up. So I said, let me go outside and just get some fresh air. So I went outside, stood outside, tried to get some good air, because it was cool that night, real cold. I think it was like in the 50s. So I'm breathing in the air. Then all of a sudden, I started feeling dizzy. And I'm like, oh shit, I ain't never felt dizzy before. So I'm like, let me take myself to the emergency room. So I jump in the Ghost Rider, and I take off. But this time it was different. And when I say it was different, not scary, but what was coming across my mind and how I was feeling, it's like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I thought I was leaving here. I thought I was gone. I thought I was actually headed out to the upper room for real. Like, I just it felt like my spirit was leaving my body. And I just kept praying and telling God, not yet. It's not time yet. God, we have so much to do. We'll leave so much on the table if it's my time to go. And I'm driving, and I'm still feeling like I'm about to pass out, and I'm just like shaking and just don't know what's going on with my body. My heart still pounding in my chest, and I'm driving, and I finally get to the hospital. I park, I shoot into the ER, and I'm talking to security. I'm like, look, man, I think I'm having a heart attack. I think I need to get medical attention. So they hurry up and whisk me in through the metal detector. They sit me down at a desk. I, do the process. And as I'm sitting I'm steady shaking, and I've never had a shaking issue before. Like I've had low potassium, and it messes with your heartbeat, it messes with your heart. Period. Low potassium can actually kill you. So this is what I learned the first time it ever happened, because it was like my heart was beating. You could put your hand on my chest, and it seemed like it was trying to jump through my rib cage. So as I'm sitting there trying to process all this stuff, because I'm still shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking. And like I'm shaking on the inside. I'm not shaking on the outside. I'm shaking it just, my body pulsating. And I'm like, what's going on? So they take me in the back. They hook me up. They do blood work. They do all that shit. I'm diabetic, type 1, insulin dependent. Pancreas don't work. So I'm trying to, process all this shit, because this hasn't happened before. And the more I'm laying in that emergency room, and they got a lot of people coming in there for like heart problems and things of that nature, shortness of breath and shit. And I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Like, just think, 2 months ago, my dad had a massive heart attack, 100% blockage in one of his arteries, 2 stents put in. My oldest brother, back in 2014, had 2 heart attacks. Now he has to walk around with a heart monitor. So I'm sitting in there. They want to, do all these tests. They want to check this. They want to check that. I'm just in there. My phone not working, no service. And I'm just like, Lord, what's going on? Long story short, I sit in there for a little while. I got there about 4 in the morning. I didn't leave till like 2:30. And then it made, life would have it, I got something I had to do. So I get out the hospital, Band-Aid, wristband on. I jump in my van and I drive all the way to Lake City to hop in the truck with my homeboy to drive to Montana. And we took turns driving, and 18, 19-hour drive. Drove 14 hours coming back. I get back, made a nice little chunk of change to help me out, for some things I got to take care of up and coming. Still working on my direct appeal for the guilty of that 3rd-degree felony. And I'm just looking at everything as a whole, and I'm just like, man, I got to do something. So Friday, I got back Thursday. Friday, I went to the mall, the old mall, and went in this health food store, and it's old, because I seen the post about diabetes and things like that. So I walked in there, just curious of what's going on. So I talked to the guy who owns it. He's been in business since 78, and he was just talking to me, and I'm telling him, my condition. I'm like letting him know. I didn't even take the hospital band off the whole time I was gone. So I'm riding around with that shit on, and just taking it at face value, just as a reminder. So he's telling me, like, look, man, you gotta get away from bread, you gotta get away from rice, you gotta stay. He said white is wrong. If you're gonna eat rice, brown rice. If you're gonna eat bread, not really try to eat it as much, but wheat bread, wraps and things like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my best. It's hard, but I'm gonna try, because it seems like everything I eat has bread to it. So, Saturday, I, went to the store. Was like, I'm gonna get me some hot dogs. And I was like, should I get the bun or should I not get the bun, or what the fuck? And then it's like, I just said, nah, fuck it, no bread. I'm gonna start to Saturday is the first day I don't have any white bread. And I have to get my body right. I have to. Because you have to work on your mind, you have to work on your body, and you have to definitely work on your soul and your spirit. So you have to do those things. So I have to take the time out to sit down and seriously, organize what and how I'm going to do it. Like I said, it's not easy. Because everything that I like, got bread, starch, or something, sugar in it. And like, being a diabetic is kind of crazy, because that shit actually makes you want that shit even more. And when I was, I wasn't really a big candy person. I definitely wasn't you know, sweets and stuff. So excuse me. Really wasn't into sweets and shit, but it's like since I've been a diabetic, that shit has been like a bane in my existence. Like all candy, chocolate, Reese's Pieces, Buttercups, which is and the Reese's Pieces, like those are my favorite candies. And it just seemed like, I mean, I went to Olive Garden and I had this unlimited soup salad and breadsticks, and they bought them breadsticks. So they even got the breadsticks now where you got some dipping like sauces and shit. You can get the breadsticks in. So I'm like, hell yeah! So I ate one. I ate one. And the next thing I know, I done finished a whole 12 pack of them fucking breadsticks. I was like, yeah, that's enough bread for me for the month. I'm straight. I don't even eat nothing else. No more bread. So I guess it came in handy when I didn't eat no bread Saturday with them hot dogs. And people was like, how the fuck you eat hot dogs out no bun? Say, man, I had to do what I had to do, cause shit, at the end of the day, I gotta discipline myself and work on my shit. Like, you know, I gotta get my body right. I gotta get my health right. I gotta get my mind right. You know, I've been through so much and mentally, you know, it's amazing that I'm still sane. But I have my lapses and I have my moments when I be like, fuck this shit. But at the end of the day, man, you know, when you get your mind right and you allow your body to get right, your soul will be, all three will be one. And then that's when you can do the impossible, and, you know, God gonna be with you no matter what. So I just gotta work on these things. Like, I gotta challenge myself. I gotta get people that's gonna stay on my ass about it, that's gonna fuck with me and get irritated and get sickening and shit, and be like, look, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, cause you gotta be around. Like, I was having a conversation with my little brother and my cousin on the phone. We was on the conference call, and he was explaining, you know, he like, yeah, man, it's your turn now, cause he's a Presbyterian where he don't eat nothing but seafood like fish and crab and shrimp and oyster. And then bro is a vegan where he don't eat nothing, all this shit, and they can eat bamboo rice and baboon curry sauce or some shit. Like, I don't know, and they eat some shit that I'd be like, what the fuck? But that's his choice. And he waiting on me. I'm like, no, I'm a carnivore. I eat meat. I'm gonna eat that shit until I get up out this bitch. That's just what it is. But I'm just telling him, like, at the end of the day, man, I had an uncle that died, and he went to the gym. He worked out every day. He ate healthy. The man was just, you know, a specimen. Had a massive heart attack. So we gonna leave here regardless. Yeah, you can try to slow down the process. You could be the most fit, healthiest motherfucker in the world. When your heart stop, you know, God says it's time to go, shit, you got to go. Health ain't gonna stop that shit. Exercising ain't gonna stop that shit. When it's your time, it's your time. You know, it was crazy. Like, I felt like that on my way to the emergency room. Like, I was really literally leaving. It was the strangest feeling. Like, it seemed like my spirit was just trying to leave. I'm steady, like, praying, and I'm talking to God, like, God, please, like, I'm not ready yet. Like, I want to see my kids. I want to achieve these goals I set for myself. I want to, you know, live in the reality of the visions that you've given me for my future. Penitentiary was never a part of that. And that's why, you know, I want everything to come to pass. Like, I prayed and asked him for. But at that moment, I thought that was it, you know. So I got to do better. I really say that. I'm going to work on it. Really. And that's just what it is right now. So that's why the topic of this episode is getting my mind, body, and soul right. Because I have to. Because I got to be able to lead. If I'm going to be a good leader, I got to be in good shape to lead. What if I have to take us on a journey? I got to be able to take us on that journey going forward. You know, so that's just what it is. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to, you know, get better, get mentally better, get physically better, get spiritually better, you know, and just do the things necessary to make my life better, to be here for my children, to be here for my family, to, you know, travel the world and do all the things that I believe God gonna allow me to do, you know. So I know that the ones who are praying for me, I continue to ask you to pray for me. The ones who wish my downfall, wish my demise, fuck you. You ain't gonna stop nothing. Cause like I always tell people, you can't stop what God got for me. So no matter how bad you try to hate, no matter how bad you try to shit on me, no matter how bad you try to talk about me and try to speak that bullshit on my life, it'll never happen. Because you know why? First of all, I'm a God-fearing man, and I'm one of God's soldiers. And at the end of the day, I am an archangel like Gabriel. So fuck with me you want to. I'm gonna scorch this fucking motherfucking earth. So just be careful who you run up on, and be careful who you push up on. Because when I get in great shape, I'm going to be a problem. I'm already a problem now. So I hate to see me when I'm in good tip-top shape. And, you know, I guess that's episode 61, man. You know, thank y'all for listening. And, you know, I enjoy doing this. This is like a love of mine. This is like a passion of mine. And this will be a multi-million-dollar podcast. I'm out.
I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my air. I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my air.
And like that, we call it.
You couldn't walk a mile off in my air. And you ain't seen what I seen. I can get
Cannon steps back.
It's a real big book.
Cannon
That's where it all started. Remember when you heard it, nigga?
steps back.
Gangsta Brazil.
already know he's a real street nigga. Every time you see me out, I'm a real street nigga. I hope you got yours, I keep mine. In the club, blowing dro, throwing gang signs. And you already know, dawg. 745s back to back, me and old dawg. These other niggas is jokers. What they reeing up with, I spent it all as strokers. In one night, 8 bitches, 10 bottles of crisp. 40 grand spent just to make you glance at my wrist. Keep bread so we carry them toasters. But keep back though, my earrings ferocious. It's not just my imagination. I'm knowing on the topic of your conversation. The jack boys say they gon' rob, but on the real fuck nigga, y'all don't want these problems. I want the old school Chevy to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my Air Force. And you ain't seen what I seen. I can get 100,000 in these Sean John jeans. I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my Air Force. And you ain't did what I did. When you from where I'm from, you gotta get it how you live. Black tees, black ones, and a fitted cap. The Mac 11 make me walk with a crazy doubt. Hey, y'all say we country nigga E-haul. The money coming back and forth like a seesaw. And y'all ain't never seen what we saw. Stacks of $20 bills, bricks of white raw. Where they got Lil Fade, they don't care about shit. Ludicrous, how they ride out 20 with them bricks. Shit, I spit it for y'all. On the real, my nigga, shit, I spit it for y'all. Hey, and who gives a fuck about friends? If you mix the baking soda with it, you can get a bean. Why y'all robbing and boosting? I'm standing over the stove like the chef at Houston. Look. And it's not about the flip, man. Want the real bread, dog. It's all about your whip game. I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my Air Force. And you ain't seen what I seen. I can get 100,000 in these Sean John jeans. I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsche. You couldn't walk a mile off in my Air Force. And you ain't did what I did. When you from where I'm from, you gotta get it how you live. Old school Chevys to drop top
I saying, this shit ain't hard. It's just gotta be done right.